in Hollywood, I try to take the politics out of talking about Second Amendment and talking about firearms. What I do try to portray is hopefully a sane and sensible attitude about why I do the things I do and embrace the things I embrace, if someone like yourselves are willing to ask. And because of that, I'm going to take politics out of it. We need the guys that are on the fence, that are saying, I don't join the NRA, I don't know, I hear they're nuts. No, but hopefully when they see maybe a guy like me, they go, I can relate to that, but I can't see anybody, I don't care what your argument is, that would be able to say, well, you know, there should not be a Second Amendment, we should disarm the populace of the United States. There's no way that somebody would be able to argue that point and make any sense. Look, I hate it when I see these things about, you know, crazy kids going in or people shooting up schools and children dying and all that. But the problem is not the Second Amendment. The problem is the crazy people who are abusing this right that we have as this incredible nation we live in to keep that checks and balance that, you know, the people, that we run the country. That's the whole basis of our country. The government doesn't run it, we run it. We choose the government. And that's the one leveling kind of thing that keeps it equal. It's that safe gap. It's that thing that makes us different than a lot of these other countries, and that's a good thing. In Nazi Germany, they didn't have that choice. In Russia, they didn't have that choice. I did a movie in Russia. Russian people would tell me about how we've always had a foot on our neck. They went from czars to this, to the commies, now we'll go to the next guy. We'll still have our foot on our neck because, in essence, there's still not that total kind of freedom. Second Amendment comes with a great responsibility. And obviously, because of it, things get out of hand sometimes, and people abuse it, just like anything else. Like, we have alcohol. People are 21, everybody's allowed to drink. That doesn't mean everybody drinks sensibly. You got a lot of people dying from drunk drivers. It's a terrible thing because it's abused. But obviously, prohibition didn't work either, you know. If people think that by banning guns and taking them all away, that all of a sudden that's going to stop people from killing each other, that's not what it's all about. My wife had a lot of friends. They'd come over to the house and they'd see my gun magazines laying around and go, oh God, your husband, won't you tell him to just keep those magazines away? I mean, those things scare me, the magazine. And I go, okay, no problem. Then something happens. Whether it was the earthquake we had out here, whether we had that whole, when the city kind of got lit up when the whole Rodney King thing happened, it never failed that those same people who were so afraid of seeing a magazine of mine on the nightstand would call me the next day because they were in a panic, because they realized, all of a sudden now they felt they were in a helpless situation. And they thought, Joe knows about that. And they called me and said, well, I need a gun. Would you please give me? And of course, my answer is absolutely not. You are so diametrically opposed to this whole thing. Now you want me to give you one? I said, no, but if you're serious about this, I will turn you on to a friend of mine who teaches a course, and you'll do it. Well, some did, and it turned their heads completely around.